go into the roles with YouTube and copy that and advertise in places. I haven't streamed in ages. Oh yeah, I forgot there's a stream channel on Verghast.
What is 11 AC, 12 PV? 11 armor class and 12 passive perception?
Also, it would help if I didn't leave bloody...
That's exactly what it is. That's all I know what those are right off the top of my head. I'll put them in the name. Because boom, they're right there.
Fair enough.
I'll put this in the community games because it's not really 40k, so I don't feel like I should put it in official community news. So yeah, and I now see if anyone joins the stream, which is probably a big fat no. But yeah, hello and welcome. I haven't streamed in ages, so hello and welcome to the very first episode. Wow, I forgot to put a number on the stream. Oh god damn, man.
Off to a...
Yeah, off to a great time. Episode of Dungeontide, which is a D&D inspired, no, a Vermintide inspired D&D campaign. Yes, that's how you say that.
At least we won't be dealing with giant mice men trying to kill us, right?
Right.
Boy, did you sign up to the wrong game.
Now, to clear some things up, this is still set in Forgotten Realms. This is not set in the world of Warhammer, because I know Forgotten Realms a bit more than I know Warhammer, because it's weird. But it's got the same sort of Skaven campaign themes. You are starting in the town of a place which I did mention, and I've immediately forgotten. Huh?
Luskan.
Luskan, that's the one. Yes. Oh yeah, Harrison, I still don't understand the map you sent me.
The map Harrison did send is way south of here. It's if you have the other Forgotten Realms map, on the very south there's This is basically what Harrison's map is about.
Oh.
So it is a nice map, but completely the wrong place.
I never said it was relevant.
Yeah, well, I asked, and you just kind of like gave. Well, first off, you just posted it without even giving any context. But yes. Anyway, back to actually remembering how to stream. I am your dungeon master and host, Deadlight. I am joined by a number of people, one of which has decided to not turn up, despite the fact that saying 10 minutes before the game started, I'm here, I think.
Emphasis on I think.
Yeah, apparently he doesn't.
Got him. Just grab him by the ankles and just yank him under the bed. Gone.
They're clearly separate statements. I'm here, I think.
Damn Skaven assassins.
Squeak.
Always sneaking and stabbing.
Yes, well, anyway.
Because I
So
think,
yeah.
therefore I am here. Sorry.
I'm gonna say, why don't we go around and while you guys can then introduce your character and give a bit of description for your character as well, while I remember how to dungeon master, because it's been basically a month for me.
So who wants to start?
I think we should start with the classic start, the dwarf.
Nope, I absolutely suck at these.
We could go alphabetic by name, so it starts with Alice.
I would go alphabetically by player name.
Well, I've already introduced myself, so you can't throw that at me.
Yeah.
I'll start.
Okay.
I am playing Raven Gracewind, the tiefling wizard, or witch in this case. Basic little description, about 5'8", tiefling, purple skin, bit on the lighter side, dark purple hair, almost black, running around in pretty dark clothing, trying to just kind of avoid people's attention due to the stigma. And she's got a bunch of random little knickknacks and a big old spellbook. There you go. Nice and simple.
Okay. Who wants to go next? Also, the person who was talking was Tempest/Serene.
Oh yeah, that part. Ayo.
And yes, there's so many Vexes because the Vex is my generic human token. To the one person who is talking stream.
Did someone already ask about it?
Yeah, it's somebody went, oh god, so many Vexes. Hi, I am paying vague attention to that chat.
Yeah.
Don't expect it because I'll probably forget
It's
it.
rather
I know. It's absolutely vexing, isn't it?
just so. Suppose I'll go next.
Sure.
My character name would be Meryl Silsis, who is a wood elf druid. He is pretty much looking like the absolute cliché druid. So leather clothing with bits of vines and leaves strapped to the arms. Scimitar on his side, a few random like leaves and flowers in his hair, and yeah, he would by his accent you would guess he's from the Neverwinter area or Neverwinter Woods. Yeah, that is what you would know spontaneously. Or to start with. Also, I'm Martin or Gray or whichever you prefer.
By the way, I've managed to get the two Greys I know in the same game, so this is not going to cause confusion at all in the slightest.
Nope, and since Grey number 1 went, I guess that means it's my turn. Hello people. I am Grey Feathers, and given how there's 2 Greys in this campaign, I'm probably just going to go by Feathers this whole game, and I am playing Beric Blackrock, Dwarven Forge Cleric, and because I suck at descriptions, stereotypical dwarf, short, stocky, always clad in chainmail, massive warhammer at his side, shield, open holy book dangling at his side, and a truly magnificent beard that's almost as tall as he is. And given his almost abysmal dex score, I am going to say that he is prone to tripping over it from time to time. But it is not in the dwarven way. It is not the dwarven way to shave for convenience. So, yeah.
It only gets shaved in battle.
It only gets singed in battle. Yeah.
But that probably triggers a berserk fury.
His beard is actually his HP counter. The more that's cut off, the less health he has.
Assuming we're survival level 6, can we rule that my beard also benefits from the Forge Cleric's fire resistance?
Sure.
Of course, it affects all of you after all.
Every morning you rub it in anti-fire oils.
Nah, he's just got a gnomish tinker to jury rig a fire extinguisher housing inside his beard.
That also works.
Go on, Harrison.
Yeah.
Right, I'm the last one. So I'm Harrison. I'm playing Alice.
Who and what is Alice?
Yeah.
Alice is a human.
And what kind of human? Smashy kind, shooty kind, front flippy kind?
All of the above.
Harrison, you've actually got no excuse because you're the only person with a character that's come from another campaign.
Yeah.
That is true.
And so I'm going to throw you under the bus now.
I mean, even I could probably do better, and I suck at description.
Hell, even I did, and I suck even harder. You should feel bad. Dwarven look of disdain.
It's not just the same as every other dwarven look.
Let's have a happy.
Alright, fine. So Alice is a pirate swashbuckler with a love for hats, fancy clothes, and various types of bladed weapons.
And also...
Well, I think we can all relate to the for the love of fancy hats.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, the four of you find yourself in a rather sleepy tavern. You've been in the city for, I imagine, a day, at least a few days, probably, or at least a day. And for whatever reason, today you feel that there's an edge to the air. You can't put your finger on it, but there's something's definitely up. People seem jumpy. The tavern is noticeably more quiet. It's only early evening, and the tavern is already very, very empty. I mean, Alice hasn't even decided to sit on a chair. She's just standing in the middle of the open.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's
blood flowing.
jumping into a fireplace.
I think cart rolling would fit better.
But yeah, there's something definitely up. With the city.
Is it these stairs?
Hardy, ha. No.
Would my character believe that it would have any type of like religious kind of thing? Like, there's definitely days people are like, yeah, today's a bad juju day.
You can give me a thingy. What's it roll? A religion roll.
Roll, come on. A 12.
You don't believe it's religious.
Alright.
Yeah, you're not sure what, but you don't think it's religious. At least, not a religion you're familiar with.
Lena?
It's good at least. Yeah. At least it's something I can actually deal with if it comes up.
So yeah.
After sitting there for like a minute or two, just kind of like watching the visual like worry that's just in the air. It's kind of gonna get to Raven like, I might need to actually get a drink now. So she will head off to the bar and kind of just order something middle of the line.
Yeah. The tavern keeper.
Something cheap.
Yeah, the tavern keeper is actually glad. A lot of people don't seem to be like, people have drinks, but they're not drinking them. They're just sort of sat there in front of them. So the tavern keeper is actually a bit glad that you order a drink. 'Cause there's only so long you can clean a glass before it becomes a bit irritating.
Yeah. Raven would probably accidentally pay a little bit over, maybe enough for like one more mug.
That's fine.
So if she gets an extra mug, she can just like look at the closest person that's not the kobold or one of the vexes and be like, I accidentally pay for extra. Do one of you want this?
Balls.
Yes.
Says the person loitering by the fireplace.
Loudly.
Here you go. She kind of like slides it towards the kind of corner of the bar.
How does Aris react to this?
Oh, yeah, she'll just grab it.
Do I see that right, that this is basically a window?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's right.
then Meryl will probably be more concerned with what's happening outside, like looking if that's if anything is actually being out of the ordinary. Rather than just the people acting strange.
No, the dock seems very quiet, but there's nothing obvious. You can give me a perception roll if you want.
I'm supposedly pretty good at those. Of course I roll off, but 13. 21 passive, if that matters.
21 passive, jeez. Right,
Yeah. Observant feat.
right, okay. You know
Could it be your eyes that are observing?
Huh?
And not your feet.
Dude.
you kind of look out the window and you realise there's not really anyone out there. It's still early evening, and the last few days you've been in the city, there have been people moving about on the docks this time of night. They'd like lanterns or torches, but tonight, just empty.
How strange.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just awkwardly looking around at this point, just standing there, just sipping away out at this beverage.
Completely oblivious to the rest of his surroundings, Beric is just going to focus on the mug of ale that he has no doubt ordered here for quite a while, considering, well, and I mean, just about every brew that's not dwarven is considered piss water to him, but how piss water is this one?
It depends how much you paid for it.
If there's anything with a dwarven label on, he'd probably order it.
There is. It's kind of a weakish. It's weak by dwarven standards, but it's still dwarven quality. If that makes sense.
It's a breakfast beer.
Yeah, it's a breakfast beer. So I mean,
The concept of breakfast beer is something only I think dwarves and Germans have.
What about the Dutch?
Oh yeah, right. The
Swamp
Dutch
pyramids?
and more so the bad.
I'm sorry.
yeah, it's a. Anyway. Yeah, it's a breakfast beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know,
Just sipping on that somewhat dourly, as he really would like something heavier this hour. He can't get anything better, and he's not going to. Well, he has enough too much self-respect to even dare to try some of those weak-ass human or dwarven ales for the evening.
The bartender has offered you paint stripper at least once.
Offered what? Sorry.
Paint stripper.
Paint stripper.
Yeah. Nah. Not tonight.
It's not that bad yet.
2 hours go by. Alright, give me the paint stripper.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you see signs and you go, someone has been really stupid to do this. Such as, do not give the bison psychoactive substances.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah, just don't do it.
That sounds like a very specific example with a story behind it.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, all we've got is the sign.
Yeah. Yeah, there are those signs. What happened to make that this sign was considered necessary?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
so the town is unnaturally quiet.
It is unnaturally quiet. So yeah, do any of you wish to interact with each other more? Maybe harass one of the Vexes?
Beric is looking pretty metal workerish, right? Or
Yes.
Completely. Yeah. There's some definite muscle tone that you only get from being a blacksmith.
Or a dwarf.
I mean,
Or a dwarf blacksmith, even more so.
even for a dwarf. Um, I think Merritt would actually approach him. Would first get like whatever this dwarf has been drinking the entire time. The mark of it.
You're given what is described as breakfast beer.
Okay. I'm an elf. I have no idea about what good beers are and what bad beers are. And then approached the dwarf. Offered that marked it. You seem to, if you may excuse me, you have the look of a metal worker.
Aye, that I am.
Yeah. Merritt will pull a chunk of material out of his pouch and put it on the table. Have you seen something like this before?
And Merrick will inspect the metal and try to discern what it is.
It seems to be a type of slag or something with green glowing crystals sprinkled inside them.
How do I begin analysis?
Well, you begin by the GM looking at it. You could give me a
Investigation might work? Maybe?
investigation would work, yeah.
In his case, maybe smithing tools, since he's or alchemist's tools. I don't
Yeah,
know what you
Smith's tools he has.
Yeah, you got Smith tools. So you could go with Smith tools. That'd be fine.
What skill? What attribute should I base those on?
I would say intelligence or wisdom.
I shall go with wisdom. And just a moment as I put a guidance up as well.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, if you hadn't done that, I would have given you one.
19, unless I have advantage for some reason.
Unfortunately, I do not believe the elf who's come to ask you has Smith's tools trained, so...
I don't.
No. 19. The metal seems to be... seems to have taken blast damage. The crystals embedded seem to have been shrapnel, from what you can tell.
So I get the impression that this is a very botched job.
Yes, the metal quality is actually quite poor as well. It's cheapish, like... It's below human quality metal from what you can tell. And the crystals are shrapnel, and whatever it was, exploded.
Well, whoever tried to make something of this right botched the job. Caused some sort of explosion. These crystals, not part of the metal itself. Shrapnel. Like I said, explosion. Metal's piss poor quality as well. Whoever tried to work this wouldn't get anything useful out of it.
Do you know who works with such metal and crystal?
Probably someone who's too poor to afford anything decent. Or simply doesn't know how to work anything decent.
Thank you. This is more than I could learn from the human workers in this town.
Nah, the humans generally make better stuff than that. This came from something significantly less competent.
And significantly more malicious.
Well, can't tell you about that. Can't tell you about the intent, can only tell you about the
I
result.
found it in what remained of the Druid's Grove I grew up. Someone destroyed it and burned it down, and this is what I found to be Those are remnants of the attackers, I believe.
A rare look of dwarven sympathy for an elf. Aye, losing one's home's a tough. Losing one's home is always rough. For what it's worth, you've got the sympathies.
Yeah, Merrill will just bow slightly.
For a moment there, I thought you were going to start speaking in rhymes.
Me? No.
No, feathers. You rhyme tough with rough, and then I thought you were going to try and rhyme sympathies with something.
Antipathy.
Bad rhyme.
How loud would you say you two were speaking about that?
Well, in typical dwarven fashion, his speaking voice is loud and boisterous.
And it is kind of hard to not hear it, because the only other people who are talking are these two over here, and they're kind of like whispering to each other.
Fair enough. I just wanted to make sure my character might hear that. Perfect. Kobold comes right by. Raven will kind of turn towards Kobold. Excuse me, do you have anything sweet on the menu?
Sweet. Yes. We have some honey water. And
Sugar water.
Okay, miss. But we have some honey water and some. I can't think of what you use to make honey now. Shit.
What do you use
mead.
to make honey?
Mead.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was trying to think of the alcohol made from honey.
Yeah.
Anything more like treats? Berries? Anything like honey nuts? Something like that?
I can check him back. See what we got.
Please do, and take it to the elven folk right over there. She'll point towards Meryl.
Okay, the Kobold will run off. And then return. And yep, just it's nothing fancy, but it's a collection of like dried berries of different sorts on a small plate, and it's just sort of pushed in front of Meryl. It's like, from the miss at the bar. Sir?
Tell him my thanks.
Very well.
Or give him my thanks.
Kobold comes up and is like, the elf says, thanks.
And thank you. She'll slip the little kobold a little silver piece.
The Kobold like bites into it, as soon as it's real, like tucks it away, and then goes back to doing whatever it's doing, which is probably looking busy but not actually being very busy, because like everyone hasn't really had a second round. Like there's that uncomfortable air. Like there's still a uncomfortable air.
After a few moments, Raven will approach the three in the corner. It's like, I heard about your home. I'm sorry about what happened.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's what's done is done. Oh, what happened happened. It is. It can't be undone now, but I still seek those responsible for it.
Indeed, I wish you luck. Then, kind of turning her attention to the dwarves, like, you know, I'm a little surprised to see a metal worker like you here. From what I've read in books, people like you tend to stick to your families, homes, and specific forges.
Right, well, you can't believe everything you read.
Well, yes, but reading is all I've really had for a long time, so. May I ask what brings you out to this end of Faerun?
Personal matters.
Of course. Raven will kind of just stand there awkwardly. It's clear that there's more that she wants to say, but she's not good with people yet. It's kind of her first foray out into this type of thing.
Mary.
Oh God, socializing!
Yeah. Mary will just shuffle over and offer her a seat. So she's at least... Maybe better to sit there awkwardly than to stand there awkwardly. At least more comfortable.
Really weary.
She will take it. How dark is the tavern right now, by the way?
It's not dark per se. You can see enough, but there's not really like this. The tavern itself is decently lit, but outside it's quite dark. The night's overcast, and as I say, the lights in the streets haven't been lit for whatever reason. Usually they're just lanterns and torches people carry, but they're just not out there tonight. Even like the sort of the far end, like, you know, not all lanterns in the tavern have been lit because there's not that many people here. You know, a few by the bar. The fireplace is giving off a fair bit of light, but aside from that, not really anything.
Alright, seeing this, I will cast Dancing Lights, which, at first when she casts it, it seems like her entire body lights ablaze with this kind of ghostly, purplish light, and then just kind of pulling off of her as if like someone was climbing out of her like a suit would, like someone in a suit. There's this perfect copy of her just in pure flame with no obvious features that splits off into multiple little orbs that go to light the various parts of the tavern and two kind of just outside, just to brighten the place up.
Well, look at show off over here.
Says the person with the fancy hat.
Extremely fancy hat.
Is that Chakram? No, that one has breasts. Can't be Chakram.
Also doesn't have a Jenkins.
Yeah.
I'm sure that lad is somewhere. Probably out brushing the horse or something.
Well, yeah. So yeah, you know, one goes to like the far back corner over here. One goes sort of behind you guys over by here, and then two go out just outside.
Yeah, they're kind of maintaining the 20-foot range of each other because they have to be within 20 feet of each other.
Oh, okay. So
each orb is got to be within 20 of another one.
Yeah, that works.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So one light's kind of just above us. One's just out the door. Next one out the door. Next one inside. Alright, maybe that will lighten the mood. Hopefully. Maybe I should tweak the flame. Two ghostly?
No. It reminds me of the fairy lights back home.
Well, I'm more concerned with the giant, apparition of what's apparently fire suddenly spinning forth from your body, but...
No, that was... They don't burn at all. It's just appearance. It's how I learned to cast the spell. Yeah, learning in woods with a bunch of dangerous creatures, you learn first how to make whatever you're casting kind of spooky, so it scares things off. Over application.
Barrick looks around to all the Vexes to see their reaction.
They're sort of being Vexes. They sort of like glance around. Like there's a bit of wonder when it first comes out, but like afterwards they sort of just settle down again.
Fair enough, I guess.
Yeah, I would say that piece of slag would still be on the table in case Raven wants to inspect it as well.
Sure, I'll go look at it.
Sure, you can give me a roll if you want.
I could do investigation or Arcana. Would Arcana fit?
Arcana would give you different information.
Yeah, I'll go for Arcana then.
Yeah, as I say, I have 25. So the green shard, you don't really know much about metal, but you do know about the shards. The shards are like a neon green, and and examining them, they seem to hold a magical charge, but it's not very stable. This is, you know, sorcerers that cast wild magic, and I've forgotten what the other thing is called. Not Feywilds, Farseers. Unstable magic. This is sort of like a Farseer, but it's been weirdly corrupted and stabilized. Not much, but it has been. To you, it looks like, at a guess, it would look like somebody took a Farseer, took the crystals, tried to stabilize it, and used that as a power source for something, be it casting or machinery or whatever. But yeah, it still ebbs with a bit of power. I mean, it's quite obvious it's glowing slightly on the table.
May I ask, which one of you pulled that out? She'll point to the lab.
I did.
Oh, you didn't... You said this came from your home when it was destroyed?
Yes, it was something the attackers. I think it was an attack left behind.
Left behind? Strange. The, crystals? I think those are crystals. Yeah, they've got to be crystals. She'll point to the bits of shrapnel, as the dwarf called them. It's like, those are magically infused. Seem possibly chaotic, but somewhat stabilized. It's fascinating.
You would notice a look of elvish disgust on Mara, because that is definitely not something people should do.
So kind of just look at him off. I said something stupid.
Well, whoever did it did a poor job. Obviously, the thing exploded.
Well, from what I can tell, just looking at it, cursory glance, I could be completely wrong. I'd need to look into it more, but it seems like if you've ever seen a sorcerer, how sometimes when they cast their magic, things just go completely wrong, and various side effects can happen. It looks like the energy contained within is of that level, but kind of forcefully stabilized and put into a material component. Much like the Farseers of the Underdark, she'll kind of just start rambling off various just nerdy bullshit things you'd read.
How stable can it be if it exploded?
Far more stable than Farseers in the Underdark. From my research, they can cause you to turn into a plant, teleport you across the continent, make your skin blue.
Being a plant is bad.
Blow you up.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Looking over towards Alice. No, not permanently. Most of the time. A good 75% of the time, I believe the research says. It doesn't turn you permanently. The person tends to switch back.
Being blue also sucks.
You have experience in such matters?
No.
I just know someone.
I know a guy.
We call him Bluebeard.
Eric
No, we call him Constantine.
Let's not call him Bluebeard. That guy was a bit.
Beards aren't meant to be blue.
Well, Bluebeard historically was a guy called Guy de Ray, who was a very famous murderous pedophile. Yeah.
Sounds like Constantine.
Obvious outcome for someone with a blue beard.
Yeah, and Japan doesn't seem to like beards, so you can't really go with the anime route.
What?
Anime characters, they always seem to have bloody stupid hair colours.
That is true, yes.
But they also don't seem to have beards, ever.
Rarely.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, I mean, it'd be counterintuitive since the goal is apparently to make them look as much like children as possible. Ew.
Yeah.
but anyway. Just to describe this shard a bit more, it's probably about 20 centimeters, 10 by 20 centimeters. It's got a slight curve in it, possibly by design, possibly from just being blown up. And the crystals are only about a centimeter big. They're quite jagged looking as well. Looking like they were part of something bigger.
At this point, if no one's kind of curbed her enthusiasm, she's probably picked it up, kind of like trying to like just get one of the crystals out so she can look at it more closely.
How are you trying to get it out?
Just pulling on it, really. There's no method to this. This is just literally so fascinated, just kind of like poking at it and pulling at it.
There's no method to this madness.
Give me 1d20, please.
I'm ready to turn into a giant octopus. Let's go.
Okay, you're not dead.
That doesn't happen that fast.
No, do you know what? I think the best thing to do is just to shoot you with, that. That's probably the best thing. You...
2d8.
Sorry, what?
2d8 lightning damage?
No, not that much. I'll say 1d8 lightning damage.
Alrighty.
As you're kind of fiddling with this crystal, and you don't realize quite how unstable it is now that it's sort of broken. And you wiggling it out, you accidentally release the charge it's got, and it does come out, but you think it's now inert. It does. The piece you wiggled out stopped glowing.
As it's discharged, she just drops it immediately and like pulls her hand away and just kind of like flails her hand back and forth like you would do when you get like a burn. It's like, ooh, okay, one stable, not as stable as I thought. Ow.
Hair going all poofy from electric shock as well?
Yep.
A little bit. Not like full afro, but close.
Barrack rolls a wisdom save to conceal a smirk.
At this point,
Fails.
I mean, your beard conceals the smoke pretty well.
At this point, Raven just is flicking through all the languages she knows, saying kind of like the worst things she can think. Infernal, Elvish, Dwarvish, and even Deep Speech. Just flicking through all of them, saying the nastiest curses that are exclusive to that language.
What's your language lesson?
Seriously.
Deep Speech is Deep Speech has a lot of really nasty things you can say about someone. Most of them actually hurt your ears. And in
I was about to say, deep speech sounds like a dreadful curse if you ask about the weather.
And it also hurts her tongue to say such words, because they should not be said by any mortal creature.
She then goes to like she sucks on the finger that got shocked up just a little bit, like.
There's a little bit of like one of her hairs is like caught on fire comically.
Oh God! No. Hats that out. Okay, don't mess with that. That will require much.
Or say any tools as opposed to your fingers.
Oops. Retrieves her little black book. It's not very little. It's a pretty big black book, but a black book. And just starts scribing into it the effects with her kind of like good hand. She doesn't want to use the bad finger right now.
which is understandable.
Mhm.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Electrical current. Ask Artificer. Yeah. Ask Artificer. She's completely blanked out from you guys at this point.
Does it look so bad that she would need immediately medical attention?
It's a pretty bad. The finger tip is black, and there's like noticeable black lightning burns down her arm, but certainly not life-threatening, if that makes sense. It's up to Serene to say how life-threatening it is.
7 out of 24, probably not the worst thing. It's probably superficial, at most.
Okay.
I've had my actual finger burnt to a char by grabbing a messed up laptop cable. Burnt the entire finger black, popped open part of the skin from just the electrical current trying to escape. It was really just superficial at most.
Yeah.
Healed
Hurts
within a
like
month.
hurts like hell. So.
Didn't really actually hurt. It was just kind of numb.
Okay.
Yes, would you say that shock also drained close to a third of your life force?
Yes.
It was in
Yes.
fact a grim.
Hit points aren't directly life force. I just like to say.
Yeah, I know.
They're
I was
abstract.
making a joke.
No fun allowed.
Oh, hush. Anyway, okay, so I will not. Basically, if she would ask about it, I would offer to heal. But if she seems unconcerned with the burn, then I won't force it on her.
If you offer it, she will take it.
Okay.
But she's that much of a scholar. She's more worried about scribing this down than a bit of a wound.
Yeah.
But she will definitely take it. She won't say no.
"'Tis but a scratch, for science!"
Exactly. For the arts.
Well, are you concluded with the metal shard?
Yeah, for now.
Is anyone else gonna have anything else that they wish to do?
Oh, real quick, I need to see if I keep. Yeah, I keep the concentration. We're good. Lights don't go out.
On the light.
Okay.
Yeah, that burn looked pretty bad. Do you? I'm a trained healer of myself. Do you wish me to heal those burns for you?
Heal? Yes, please.
Yeah, I will actually expand the cure wound on that.
Okay.
This level. So you get 5 wounds back. No, wait, 9, because it should add the cure wounds does add attribute modifier, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so that should be a 9, not a 4.
Perfect.
Yeah. So what you guys see when he basically places his hand on Raven's arm, and there's just this tiny swirl of leaves and dragonflies surrounding him for a moment, as the wounds, as his skin and flesh and whatever regenerates.
Okay, and well, I think this is where I will do something. The rest, as you're sort of like casting this, and before you recollect the shard, which I will mark on the floor, that is on the GM layer, which is not helpful. You realise something is going on. You suddenly hear bells ringing, and there's it's suddenly, like, all at once, there's screaming and shouting all over the city.
Well, that can't be good.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
What do you four do?
Use my tail to retrieve the shard, and I keep writing.
Okay.
So we're hearing screaming all over the city.
Yeah. Can we try sort of pinpoint it?
You can. Give me a roll. Awareness. Perception.
23.
Myself disadvantage on that.
A lot of the screaming sound seems to be coming out from streets nearby.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear it sort of in docks. It's definitely coming more towards the inner city than, you know, the docks, obviously, but you can hear it all over. With your 23, you do note there is the sounds of battle as well.
It sounds like the town is under attack.
Indeed.
He will he basically say that loud enough for everyone in the tavern to hear. Then he'll probably head to the gate and reach for his scimitar.
Okay. As you get to the entrance, dun, dun, dun,
Never a dull moment.
I send
Bear
all of the
starts-
tokens to the map player because I'm a massive idiot.
Better than me setting up an ambush and sending them all to the map layer.
In the meantime, never a dull moment, and Beric starts adjusting his armor.
There we go.
Or, tightening his armor since he had it more loose for more casual.
Okay,
More casual
and
contact.
it is now combat.
Oh boy.
Damage on these swords.
Noticing the rat people outside, Raven is like, oh! Flicks to her stealth section.
That was some awful roll.
Beric is slow.
Yeah.
I am ruling this as him taking his sweet ass time adjusting his armor.
Fair enough.
You can't go into battle with improper armor.
No, I need to finish the strength first.
A single loose strap could mean your doom.
No.
First order business, yeeting his mug out at the first rat to kill
Oh,
it.
well, like, bloody...
Yeah.
Mug man!
No, first he finishes the drink, then he chucks the mug.
And that's how he got the nickname, the Mugger.
Speaking of, what are those mugs actually made of? Is it like ceramics or metal? Or...
Yeah, it's a mix of, like, cheap glass and cheap ceramics.
Okay. Meryl will, in passing, grab some of the ceramic mugs.
Okay, well, we're in combat now, so it starts with Alice. I'm actually going to do...
Alright. A lot of enemies out there.
Yeah. Oh, the civilians act before Alice, because apparently they're all super paranoid, and all immediately...
I mean, if it's Vexus, then yes, they are super paranoid.
Looks at the first rat man, says, "You've got the ugliest mug I've ever seen. Here, take mine." Chucks mine.
Fair enough.
Most of the Vexes seem to be diving over the counter. Sorry, I wasn't expecting them to roll a nat 20 and beat.
It's fine, it's fine.
Alright, is that all of them move?
Yeah, that's all of them moves.
Alright. Well, they're out of moving distance, so I'm gonna shoot one.
Are they?
Yes.
Ah, just. Go sailing through the window in front of us and get really close to him.
The 13 hit.
Which ones are you shooting? Which one are you shooting?
This guy.
That guy does not hit him.
Okay.
The front row you realise have shields, the back row do not.
You could have told me that before.
Sorry. I will tell you that now.
Can I
If
change my selection?
well, tough. Because if you shoot the front ones and there's a shield in the front, the shield applies to the back one.
Okay.
It's called cover.
Yeah, it's called a formation.
Alright. Do we want to start off this?
Yeah. Raven.
Alright. Well, Raven will stand up at the end of the table. And I will cast sleep on this rat, so it affects the two rats and the two rightmost rats on the next formation next to him, and every rat in that formation.
Sorry, what?
And I'm casting sleep. I'll give you the spell card here in a second. I was reading it.
So,
Good choice.
First level.
ooh. So,
It didn't give the spell card.
no.
But, every rat in that 20-foot circle, starting with the lowest hit points, count off from the 25 there, and they fall asleep in ascending order until there's no points left.
Okay. Well then, 6, 2. Wait. Oops. My brain's like, I don't want to engage and do basic math.
They wake up if they take any damage or if anybody uses their turn to wake them up.
Okay. 3 of the rats at the closest formation fall asleep.
Alright, I shall then take a step back. Over here. That's my turn.
Okay.
Meryl.
Very well.
Will. That is the reason why I grabbed the Max. He will cast Magic Spell on that Max.
Magic bugs.
Yep. That is a bonus action. And then he will yeet one on this specific rat.
Which one? The closest formation?
Basically, this.
Okay.
Blip, blip, and miss. God damn it, am I rolling awful today?
It can only get better.
Yeah.
The clan rats, the first formation breaks. Oh my gosh. Roll20 updated and they made it so you cannot use group move anymore.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it bugs
Roll
out.
20, why?
I don't know.
No, things are looking bad for a druid.
They are. So only 2 can actually hit you because their spears don't actually have long enough reach. Yeah. Shing, swing. They have advantage to these attacks.
That's unfortunate.
Well, so I take what?
14 damage.
14 damage. That is not nice.
No, it's not.
I think it's just 10.
No, you hit by 2 attacks.
2.
Yeah.
Never mind then. My bad.
Okay, cool.
And then Brick.
Armor finally adjusted. Cracks his neck. Cracks his knuckles. Bonus action. Shield. And then, Warhammer in hand, just starts jumping from table to table. And just tries to crash into this rat with his war.
Now, do you remember we do have one or cleaving through creatures active. So 18 does hit. It hits.
It's just the left one. He's only using it. Yeah, he's using it one-handed, but still max damage.
Yeah, awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. So you killed the first rat, dead, and the second rat takes a nasty blow.
So just imagine the swing just cracks the first rat in the head and just sends him just reeling back into the...
Not only does it crack him through the head, it also cracks him through his shield. Shield, head, all of it splat. I'm just going to move him off out of the way so we can keep track of units more. And then it's the other formation. He's going to jump there. Basically, he's going to be sat in the window. This dude is going to go there. No, he's going to go there and then hurl a spear. This dude's going to go charging in, as is this one. Those three are asleep, and this guy is going to make a wisdom test, see if he notices them asleep. He does!
Alrighty then.
And he...
pretty good today, Blake.
Yeah, I'm doing that thing where I roll amazingly and murder the party. And he will spend his turn... Yeah.
Now, you only roll like this against me.
No, he's going to spend his turn waking up another dude. So the spear dude in the doorway will throw his spear. He's just going to javelin this guy running in the middle of the open.
Oh no.
16. That would be a hit against the peasant.
Even 1 damage is not enough to kill a commoner, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of a bad throw.
Yeah. It is an awful throw.
They have 4 HP, and he managed to not...
Oh, do they have 4?
Yeah. If you're using baseline commoner, then yeah, they've got 4 HP, and he still managed, and he still failed at killing one.
Well, this dude will then like limp dive over the table. This guy's gonna run into the back and hide. This guy's gonna run upstairs. Freedom. And the other's just gonna basically cower. The barkeep, however, does pull out a pistol and will fire at the clan rat rushing towards the bar. We're closed! And the gun immediately jams.
At least it doesn't explode in their face.
Yeah.
That's only Skaven weaponry. And then it's Alice's turn. And Alice is be right back, so it is actually Raven's turn.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back? Oh, awesome. That's perfect timing.
I said 1 moment. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Break.
I didn't know how long you'd actually be. So.
Right, I will move in to here and straight at the ratties.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
My hero.
What do you want?
21 does indeed hit.
For 11 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, that kills the first guy, which is
Alright.
which one were you actually killing first, by the way?
That one.
The shields? Okay.
Yeah.
And then the...
I will use a bonus action to attack the second one.
Okay.
26.
Yeah.
For 7 points of piercing damage.
And that's also a kill.
And then I'll use my remaining movement to get... Yeah, here. And then I'm going to spend my action surge
Okay.
to attack the one to my left. 11, so I'm assuming that's not a hit. But he is outnumbered, this guy, by himself.
Yeah.
So
I think for outnumbering, I'm gonna count the if it's like a group like this, where like, so you've got 3 on your side, and they've got 4. So Because otherwise it's just going to be a hassle, because you will be fighting big hordes. Does that make sense?
Fine. Yeah.
Because otherwise, trying to work it out for individuals does matter because of how clear through targets work.
Fair enough. How does clean through targets work?
If yeah. When you it's weird because it doesn't really rely on outnumbering stuff.
Isn't it extra damage carries over?
It assumes you're being outnumbered. So your damage carries on through targets.
24 and then 9 then.
9, okay. So left going right. So that kills that one. And then does 1 point of damage.
Yeah, it's all laugh and like swallow those swords or something. I don't know.
Okay. And then it goes to Raven.
Ew. Far away at least combat. Yeah, they're getting the combat no matter what. Well, when in doubt, the dancing lights are gonna go away at this point. And I'm gonna use suggestion on the ratty that just got woken up. I'm gonna suggest you're so angry that you just got woken up from a good sleep, you're gonna attack your friend.
I need to make a
Wisdom saving throw.
wisdom saving throw.
And you have to beat a 15.
Nope, I do not. What was your suggestion fully again? You suggest...
He's so angry that he got woken up by his friend, he's gonna attack him.
Okay, I'll get back to you if that, works. Maybe.
Alright. And then I'm gonna go stand on this cannon.
Yeah. So, seeing that the warriors probably have that covered, I will cast an ice knife against this rat.
This right? Okay.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get you the spell card. Oh, well. I hit him.
Mm-hmm.
It seems 25. So he takes 1 piercing damage. What is it with my rolls today? So this rat takes 1 piercing damage, and then C-shot explodes, and all of those rats, everyone within 5 foot, has to make a DC 14 dexterity save, or take 5 cold damage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, one of my... Okay, one of the rats takes 5 damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Apparently the rat that was hit dodges the ice.
The knife kind of, like the show just hits him, bounces off, he's like, that's probably bad. Just immediately scurries to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sorry, I'm so useless today.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
that's my turn.
You gonna move, or just gonna stay there?
I probably should move, yeah.
Retreat!
Yeah,
Run away!
I move here.
Okay. Well, while it's the clan rat's turn, I'm going to show this meme of from James Potter. Being gay isn't a choice; it's an involuntary thing that happens when J.K. Rowling decides it's your time.
Fair enough.
What's really sad is I actually do enjoy J.K. Rowling and the Harry Potter books, but
Why is that sad? She's a good author.
she's a good author. It's just this nonsense she's doing these days. Don't become the butt of meme jokes.
Yeah.
No one wants that in life.
Yes, yes. Because we all wanted to know that before discovering plumbing, wizards just shat themselves and magically cleaned it up.
Hey, it makes sense. Why not?
I think these guys are actually going to... well, this guy's going to charge over here. This spear rat is going to go and poke the dwarf. And these two are going to charge the bar. So the shield rat will poke you. Yeah, it's going to poke you. This doesn't have advantage. Raven, poke.
No, that's a hit.
5 piercing.
Ow.
Spear buoy. Spears a... Oh my gosh, the spears are the literal worst.
To be fair,
Wait.
Does the spear not have finesse?
No,
Nope.
it doesn't.
Wow, you have chosen the worst.
Well, they have chosen the worst. The shield guys are like a league better because they have a finesse weapon and a shield, so they're not only harder to hit, but they hit harder. The spear guys are just the literal worst. Oh my gosh.
You should make them have special finesse spears.
I'm probably gonna have to.
They're still doing better than me.
Do you know what? No, I actually... Sorry. Griffiths?
this particular unit was just all of the orphan rats that were obviously were exposed to way too much lead during pregnancy, and so the only thing the rat overlords decided they were even capable of even remotely doing somewhat competently is giving them a pointy stick to throw, and even then they fail horribly.
Yeah, because most of them keep forgetting to throw it. So one will poke you.
Or they start throwing they throw the wrong end of the spear at people. They throw the blunt end.
Barris.
Beric?
Beric. I can't see your name on the thing, so 18 hit.
Nope.
Jeez.
Shield of Faith, baby.
Okay, then the other one will poke you for a 20.
That hits. Just meets.
-1.
He hit you so badly he healed you.
Do I even need to roll concentration for that, considering
No.
I don't take damage?
No.
Uh,
I may have to tweak those spears so they're a finesse weapon. Because, my gosh, that is stupid.
or
Eric
you
just
will
looks
take
at the
their
ring.
strength of 10.
Eric just looks at the rest of the party. You see? This is why you properly strap your armor.
21 on Alice.
That hits.
4! Finally! Spear has done something.
They have
And a
to
10
roll
does not
max
hit
damage
Alice.
to do 4.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna tweak that so they actually have a finesse spear so they don't suck next time. My gosh.
We just get the bargain bin rats for this first encounter.
Yeah, you really, really do. Brick.
Right. So, that rat that just stabbed him, it seems capable at stabbing things, but luckily for Beric, he stabbed him with the blunt end of the spear, not the pointy. So Beric is going to crack him over the head before he figures out that the pointy end is the one he's supposed to stab people.
Yeah.
Whap.
15 is a hit on that guy. Yes.
Another more max damage. Shame that I just got a crit though.
Yeah. So yeah, cleaving through creatures only affects unwounded creatures. So if you hit a creature that is wounded, actually no. For mooks, I'm gonna say it doesn't really matter. So below challenge rating 1 creatures, which these guys count as. So 12. So 4 kills that guy, and then 5. Yeah, it perfectly kills the next guy as well.
Ooh.
Just jumps through the window. Ha ha! Whap.
Someone bring up the whack meme.
That your turn?
Yeah, is anyone looking injured around here? I think our druid is looking.
Your druid is limping badly away.
Right, just gonna
I'll be fine.
just gonna look.
You focus on the rats.
Just gonna look at his friendly druid. Elf, the fight's over here. He's going to scream it out in Elvish, and that will be his healing.
It's something.
Yeah, it's better than being dead.
Yeah.
And that is Barrick.
That's a suggestion. Right?
So yeah, back to the clan rats. This dude will come in and poke Barrick. This dude, he's gonna run in, and this dude's gonna continue waking people up.
The suggestion does not work. Got it.
Nope.
Interesting. You learn something every day.
So
Suggestion's not really a combat spell.
no, it's not. Also,
You can use it for combat purposes.
yeah, but this is the thing. Suggestion. This is a threatening situation, so he's not going to do something that puts more danger on himself, which your suggestion would do. However, if, say, this wasn't a combat situation, he would have actually done that.
Figured I'd give it a try.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm putting that little marker on him, because if you technically hold the suggestion until there's no hostiles around, he will then go attack his friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep concentrating on it until I find something else better to do.
Fair enough. So yeah, I will poke Barrick with the shield, dude. 11 is not going to do anything. And I will poke him with a spear. 19.
Miss.
And the others are either all dead or asleep, so they're not very helpful. The humans, the peasants, 2 will try and fight off these guys. Miss and miss. The barkeep is trying to fix a pistol, and this dude's going to run into the back along with the kobold. Alice!
Right, I'm gonna swipe at this guy, because he's already taken some damage, I think. It's 1 point damage, sure, but you know, it's still damage. 17.
17 does hit.
For 12 points of piercing damage.
That kills him. And then we'd move on to the next target. I actually have to calculate this out now. Yeah, that would kill him, and then wound the next guy as well. So, hitting...
The next guy.
Okay.
That's not going to be it, is it?
No, unfortunately not. The pokey spears save them. Raven!
Now that these rat people are closer, Raven kind of lets out like a... probably a little bit too happy of my side, like a exasperated gas, like, you remind me just of mother's rats! And she's gonna go in for a nice pet.
What's wrong with you? Oh, I see.
3 lightning damage? He's like, fears. Moving way down.
Does. Are you just moving
also
away?
from having a reaction.
Oh, just, it's not showing the spell card. Right.
Damn it. Show That one.
We can sort it out later. It's fine.
Alright, but it's a cantrip that stops reactions. If it hits. Until the start of my next turn.
Try
That's
that
my
now.
turn, by the way. No, it's because I see what I did wrong.
Nah, sorry, I set it up to partial, not full. Because I didn't want a massive wall of text every time you cast it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, sure, if you want to try and figure it out, so...
Yep, that's my turn.
Okay, Meryl.
Yeah. I think I'll just throw the second mark at one of the bar rats. I have 3 shots of that, and I need new pebbles. And the bonus action to enchant them. Miss. Because I can't do anything useful today. How badly wounded does Alice do? Like 1 damage or negative damage?
Like a scratch.
Okay. Not doing anything.
Okay, I will then attack with my 2 dudes. Attacking the peasants, 1 hits, and the spear dude doesn't hit because he sucks. Oh my god. Fortunately, the sword guy was attacking someone who was already wounded. Jeez. The most incompetent bargain bin rats ever.
Yeah, and still doing better than me. Yay!
Like the tutorial encounter in every RPG that you can't possibly fail, even if you...
And then 1 clan rat will poke Alice with a spear. Aha!
Okay, there we go.
19 is a hit.
Poke.
Okay.
Take that 1 damage! Take it! Beric.
Swing. Boom, baby.
24 is indeed a hit. Which one are you using?
The shield rat.
Shield rat? Okay, he's dead. Which one was the next one you were attacking? Up or down?
That one, the top one.
Top one? Okay. Bit of damage. And then it is back to me. Shield dude, outside, seeing this massively collecting pile of bodies, decides to just slink off. Because he's not stupid. This clan rat will also slink off. They'll just abandon their friend who's sleeping in the street. And the ones fighting don't really realise it, so clan rats with the spear will poke Breck. Not effectively, apparently.
What a cutie.
Yep, a peasant will attack a clan rat.
Watch him roll. Oh, never mind. At least the peasants are equally as useless.
Yep, and the tavern keeper will try and shoot the shield rat again. Nope. And then it's Alice's turn.
Hey, alright. Trish, 24.
Yeah, that's a hit. Up or down?
Up.
Okay. That one's dead, and this one takes... Not 1. Oh yeah, this one. No, 2. But yeah, that's a hit.
7 points.
And a kill.
And then I'll move over here.
Okay. Raven.
The rats are wearing metal armor, right?
No, they're wearing hide.
Alright, good. That changes what cantrip I'm using. All the way over.
That's why they're always so sneaky.
Ray of Frost on the one on the right. Because that's the one I've been attacking.
Okay, that's a hit.
4 cold damage, and movement is reduced by 10 feet, if it matters. Probably won't.
No, it doesn't. Probably won't.
And that's my turn.
May run.
I'll move in. Drop.
That's a hit.
Oh, wow. I don't have disadvantage for some reason, right?
No.
No? Really? 9 damage on
Do you want to move next to Alice?
Hmm? Yeah, probably.
Cool, you kill both of them.
Oh.
Because that one
Look.
rat was on 1 health. And the other one was
Calling. Calling is obviously meant to be in the thick of battle.
Yeah,
Sure, you're not an Eldritch Knight.
wrong class to start off with.
Barrick just looks at the barkeep. If you don't mind me saying this, you've got a hell of a rat problem in this town.
What? That's never been an issue before tonight. And she just shoots
Well,
one of
it's
the
an
corpses.
issue now.
What even are those things? And Merritt will just pick one up, and yeah, basically. We discussed this before. He will just look at this giant rat. They don't wear any sort of footwear, right?
No.
Yeah. And then basically just throw it down very angrily. And footprints like these, I've seen them before.
How long does sleep last, by the way?
Huh?
Sleep last. Let me check real quick. You're gonna be out for a bit though.
Yeah, I imagine you would be. Yeah, you didn't post the spell card, did you? Because you haven't worked out how to get all your stuff sorted. Do you want me to allow Gray to see it so you can sort your stuff out? Because he seems to sort his own stuff out.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what I'm doing.
I'm only sorting my... Okay, I fix the...
Oh, he's only asleep for a minute in total.
Okay, fair enough. Just so I can register. You can still hear like battle across the city. There's a few bells ringing. You do hear guns going off in the distance as well. That is one thing here. You know, pistols and guns are a thing. Stuff like flintlocks, muskets, that sort of stuff.
Raven suddenly chimes up. It's like, oh, yeah. One of them's still asleep outside.
Barrick is inspecting their weaponry and armor.
It's crude. They have leather. They have like a patchwork hide armor, crude wooden shields that are slightly rotten with like a bit of metal here and there. Their weapons are just sort of improvised. They're not improvised. They are like swords, but they're very shoddily made. As again with their spears, a lot of them actually broke in the fighting when you guys hit them so hard, or at least bent and twisted.
Well, if the quality of their weapons is anything to go by, I don't have to worry about much. Is the metal at all salvageable? Like, does it look like anything could be made out of this, or is it just going to be absolute crap because the metal is so piss?
The metal is piss poor. You're better off just working with raw ore. Oh no, it's about the same quality as raw ore, you think, or at least requires the same sort of processing.
So they did literally strap pointy rocks to their sticks.
Yeah, in a way. It's probably, think about it, it's probably a step above ore, but it's very, very poor, and you probably have to do the same process as processing ore.
Scrap metal, basically.
It is pretty much scrap metal, yeah.
Yeah, Barrick's just gonna gather it all, just put it in a little pile. Just look at the barkeep. Hold on to those for me, if you please.
There's just a pile of rat corpses in the doorway.
Pile of rat corpses in the doorway, pile of horrible rat swords right next to it. It just said, "Leave me, keep the sword pile intact."
Merritt will just grab a broom and like sweeps the rat corpses out.
Raven will try to tie up this sleeping rat.
Sure, that is... Give me a dexterity check. Not dexterity, what would it be?
Survival?
Yeah, survival works. You got that train?
I
So,
don't.
17.
What? 17?
Yeah, no, that... He's pretty tied up.
I think it was, over... That might work. That might work.
Okay, he's tied up and he starts, like... He wakes up and starts squeaking violently at you.
Shh. I'm gonna kill you. Calm down.
Squeaky sweet.
Someone help me with this, prisoner. We can ask him what's going on. I think it speaks common. You speak common, right? Hello.
Let me go, man thing.
It speaks common.
Okay. I was about to cast Speak with Animals. Because that seems...
We should kill the damn thing.
Well, first we should figure out if there's any organization to what's going on. Or if this is just like an orcish raid kind of thing. Just running and bash things? I don't know. I've never seen things like this.
Well, as you guys are outside, you can see like other buildings in the street. You can see like other packs and other buildings in the street. They haven't taken a notice to you guys in the street yet.
Let's drag them inside.
How dragging this rat inside?
Okay.
Over the corpse pile?
Yes.
He seems to try and frantically get out free. When you drag him over the corpse.
I will use thaumaturgy to slam all the doors and windows.
Yeah.
They all slam shut.
What?
I said they all slam shut.
Perfect. Alright, bartender. You don't mind, the living rat, do you?
Yes? Look at the mess! There's someone dead over here!
Oh, did someone go deal with that? I never learned how to do funeral rites.
Yeah. I will do that.
Thank you. Yep. My blessing? That's right, isn't it? Yeah, my blessing. No, sure.
I mean, there's not much I can do besides prayers.
Yeah, the barkeep has gotten out of her paranoia just aiming a pistol at the door and put a blanket over the corpse, but that's really it.
I mean, currently we can't quite bury him yet.
No. That is indeed something you cannot do.
Otherwise, I think we can just put him into the... So no one trips over him at least.
Okay. Fair enough, if that's what you wish to do. What else?
Alright, rat thing. 1,000 questions, but we'll start with something simple. What are your people doing in the city attacking people?
Sissy! Sissy! Stupid bad thing.
Okay. Who is your leader?
He squeaks violently at you.
Take us to your leader, becoming violent.
Does anybody speak rat? I have been around many rats, but I don't speak it.
Might as well cast Speak with Animals and listen in what it has to say. I can ritual cast that. So
Sure. I mean, if you want to spend 10 minutes, like, casting that, you may.
What else? Oh no, I'll regular cast it.
Okay. It's still unintelligible, because this technically counts as a language. It's a sentient creature.
Know that. We wouldn't know that.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't know that, but I'm telling you now.
Yeah. I will tell Raven that this thing isn't even speaking rat.
Wait,
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? That's not the like 100 or so questions. That's probably not that entertaining to you all. We know that they're here to take the city, so it's obviously a siege. His leader is Squeak, Squeak, Squeak. I didn't have many hopes for bringing this thing inside. I just really wanted to see how these things are. To tell you the truth. One thing you all might notice is Raven's hand is constantly sparking with electricity as she is ready to just give this thing like a defibrillator touch, effectively.
Defibrillator touch. Yeah.
Fair. You dwarves are always so good at getting to the point. You have any questions?
City burns outside.
What the fuck are you doing here now?
Ah, sissy! Get rid of stupid man things. Stupid dwarf thing. Yeah.
Just casually points to the corpse pile and the blood on his hammer. You want to say that again?
Others come. Stronger. Surrender. We take you slave.
Oh, you take slaves?
No hard feelings.
Slaves is a
No
thing
hard
they do.
feelings.
Right. Anyone else got anything else they want to ask?
If you're gonna, she kind of like takes her finger and like kind of drags it across her throat just to signify killing. It's like, don't be too brutal. I've never seen these things before, and it is interesting.
Well, I think that one of the most humane ways to kill a rat is to smash its head.
It tries to frantically free itself. If you get like too close to it, it will try and bite you as well.
Just intimidatingly smacks the head of his hammer on the palm of it.
I mean, it's still trying to violently escape its capture. So
I can try to comment if you guys think that would work. I know a good old trick passed down throughout the ages. If you all think that'll help.
It's yours now.
Yeah, sure, let's give it a try. Raven kind of reaches for her book, slides like a hand in one of her like bags, maybe like in like a pocket, like pulls out a little bit of dust, rubs it in her hand, blows it into the air. Small incantation, hypnotic gaze. Wisdom save.
Let's make a wisdom save. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I was making sure it was a wisdom save before saying anything.
That's fine. 15.
It beats it. Well, it meets it, but you know.
It sneezes and then continues to try and bite at you.
Oh. Okay. Go ahead. It probably isn't a good time, actually. You'll all notice that her eyes were kind of shifting various colors, like just randomly shifting colors when she did that. It's just there was no rhyme or reason to it. Slightly kind of nice to look at, but a second later it fades. Dwarf. She kind of like brings her like fist down into her palms. Go ahead. Right, fella?
Yeah.
Signaling for you to smash its head.
Okay.
Splat.
Splat.
Big splat.
Yeah.
Splat.
Big splat. It'd been quite funny if you just whiffed that and you just hadn't killed it.
squeaking, laughing mix.
Splat. Yep, it dies and joins the rat pile. The rat corpse pile.
Raven will retrieve her 50 feet of hemp rope.
And it's now covered in rat brains.
She doesn't seem to actually mind too much. She probably handled worse. Alright, note to self. Rats do not like that trick. Got it. So, what do you guys think we should do? Hang out here? Hold up? I want a righteous crusade?
The entire city seems to be under attack, and
I like the last option.
We might want to go help out a bit, though.
yes, because if those things are what I now fear they are, this entire city would not survive the win.
So we are going to help right now,
Yeah, Barrick just starts walking out.
Bartender, if you have a cellar, I suggest hiding in it, maybe?
The bar keeps like, there's gonna be a lot of people, stranded. Maybe if you headed to the old,
Keep?
No, not the keep's probably gonna be overrun, and it's gonna have guards, but it's quite far. It's on the other side of the city. Maybe if you headed for the old Blackstone estate. It's just outside the city, but if people can get there, it's pretty well defended. It used to, from what history I know, it used to be the an old outpost before the city grew in this direction.
Alright.
And we shall head there.
Bunker down, stay safe, unless any of you want to come with.
No. No.
Kobold? Other people?
The kobold's just like mopping the floor. Just like mopping some of the blood off. Not very effectively, but, you know, trying. And the others are like too scared to do anything, i.e. they're commoners.
Alright, well,
actually no, one of them will agree to come with you. It's like, yeah, no, I'll stick with you guys, yeah. That'll be safe, right?
No. Yeah, sure.
No, yeah, sure.
well,
People who actually can kill a rat whose pistol doesn't jam.
Yeah. So yeah. What are you guys gonna do? Where are you gonna head?
yes, we're heading for the estate.
Might as well, yeah.
Is there a library on the way?
I think you'd have to go a bit out of your way to go there.
Alright guys, we gotta stop at the library.
I'd rather deal with living people first.
Yeah.
But libraries are usually well built, so people would run there.
It's up to you guys, but I will call it here. No, I'll let you guys decide and call it here, and then next week I can have a new battle map made up from scratch.
Sounds good to me.
Because this is what I did.
You expected that encounter to go longer, didn't you?
No, not necessarily.
This was
I
just
thought
wetting of the appetite.
Yeah. This is the intro session.
Fair enough.
As I say, I didn't know how long this encounter would go. Bearing in mind, I threw 16 rats at you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but Alice also killed like what 8 per turn?
No, actually, she only killed like 1 to 2 per
Or
turn.
6? Yeah.
Well,
I think Barrick got 5 in total.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I knocked out 4 of them.
Yeah.
Really messed up one.
No, you knocked out 3, and then the remaining one started waking up the others.
That's not getting out of combat good enough.
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's more of a taste of like, how do these units work? Turns out the spears are utterly trash, and I need to fix them.
Either that, or just put the rats strength at 10. So they can't
that's weak.
Well,
Yeah,
it's more for
no.
a mechanical effect than anything. But either one.
No, I'll just give them special decks. They can use their spears with decks.
Yeah. It's a bit silly that spares aren't by default finesse weapons.
This is fine. Don't be surprised if you encounter more bizarre nonsense like that in the future.
Yeah.
Just wait until you encounter Storm, then.
As for what we are doing, I do want to push for the library thing because my character is all about preserving knowledge.
Let's say it's not too far out of your way
Oh.
if you're going to the estate.
The estate is probably our best choice.
Yeah, I would say definitely we're heading towards the estate. If we can go to the library without having a great digital field, then sure.
Yeah,
I'll be right back. I gotta go help my mother.
that's fine.
Yeah,
You know my thing, so.
Yeah, you want to go to the library. As I say, library is it's maybe a street or two over, but then you don't know what the state of the streets are in.
Yeah.
So
I would say we head to the estate, and if it's relatively clear to get to the library on the way, then we go there.
okay, that's fine. I will set up the 3 maps I need then for next week. That's cool. I know what I need to do. As I say, trying out new units. Didn't know how they go. I think they work as intended. They are not very threatening on their own, but as I say, you're gonna have other stuff supporting them in the future.
Yeah.
So okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Again, sorry for being so useless.
It's fine. How do you like the map, by the way? I know I didn't use most of it.
A bit vibrant.
It's a cute map.
Bit vibrant. Okay. I made it from scratch, so
Oh, cool.
yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I would recommend toning down the colours a little bit. Darken filter.
Maybe I'll see what I can do. It's the main issue I have is trying to find assets that actually look nice and gel together, because you can get a lot that don't. There's some other packs which I have access to, because I don't think I'm gonna try and sell these at all. I just gonna release them for free if I release them at all. But yeah. Yes, thank you very much for watching. Oh, vote. The vote now for D&D will be for inspiration. So for Grey Feathers and those of you who have not watched my streams before or don't know how my games work, at the end of a session, we will vote for the player that you believe did the best, or you liked the most that session. It can be for whatever reason. It can even be for pity. You can't vote for yourself. It's the big thing. So you vote for someone else, and the person who gets the most votes will get inspiration.
I will vote for Barrick.
Grey Feathers? Who you vote for?
I will vote for our wizard.
Okay. Dia?
I vote for the wizard.
You for the wizard? Okay, and then when Serene comes back, I'll ask him, but... yeah. And I think that is all. I'll be doing milestones, not XP,
Fair enough.
because it's just a bit easier that way. And you'll probably stay on level 3 for a while, and then I'll boost you up to level 4. But yeah, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed. I shall hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.
Hey.
Goodbye.